Your business's rules, laws, and things like that are all held in your corporate governance documents. This is probably the most boring thing you can possibly think about in business, but unfortunately it's something that is incredibly, incredibly important, and I'm going to tell a little bit of a story here to show how important it can be. So, where do you find these rules about how to govern the business? They're found in your articles of incorporation, they're found in your articles of organization, and they're found in your bylaws and your shareholder agreements. These are collectively known as your corporate documents. Depending on what type of entity, you may have one of those or all of those, but unfortunately many people get them done when they open up a business and they stick them in the drawer and they forget about them. And they say, all right, that stuff's done, now let's go figure out how to run the business. Frankly, that's the right way to do it, but you do have to come back and look at them and make sure you're following all the rules because you set them up. You may not have known you set them up, your attorney may have set them up, but in fact, they're yours. And they're the rules that govern your business. And if you don't follow them, the IRS, some creditor out there can come back and say, you actually don't have a business. And if they sue the business, they can actually sue you and get your personal money. So this is something that is incredibly important. You have to follow the rules. You have to follow the things that you set up. And there are a couple of things that every business needs to do. First, go through and read your articles of organization, your corporate documents one time per year. I know it's boring, I know it's ridiculous, but go through and read them, highlight the points you don't understand, call your attorney up and say, why do we have this in here? What does this mean? Why would we ever use this? Challenge most of the provisions in there because most attorneys have templates, form documents that they're going to use, and some of those paragraphs may not apply to you. And in fact, there may be some paragraphs that they have in other documents that they need to bring in because they're really important to you. So let's make sure that you review those at least once a year. The other thing that you're going to do is in almost every business, you have to have some kind of meeting that says, we're a company and we reviewed these documents. Those are called minutes. Nearly every business needs to have them, and once again, those need to happen at least one time a year. Where do you keep all these documents? Well, I used to say keep them in a binder, but today we don't keep them in a binder, we keep them on a cloud in the folder, and make sure that those documents are stored digitally and backed up so that at any point in time you can get to them. Because bankers need them, your CPAs need them. If you get in a lawsuit, those rules, those laws, those things that you have set up for your business become incredibly important. So make sure you're at least aware of them and make sure you're reviewing them at least once a year.